1. Number 13. 13, the meaning of numbers, the number 13. A. This number has been considered in connection with the number 8, to which the reader is referred. See notes on 8 and 13 together. I. 13 famines are recorded in the scriptures. 1. Genesis 12:10. 2. Genesis 26:1. 3. Genesis 41:54. 4. Ruth 1:1. 5. 2 Samuel 21:1. 6. 1 Kings 18:1. 7. 2 Kings 4:38. 8. 2 Kings 7:4. 9. 2 Kings 25:3. 10. Nehemiah 5:3. 11. Jeremiah 14:10. 12. Luke 15:14. 13. Acts 11:28. 2. The destruction of Jericho. At 1. The destruction of Jericho is stamped with the number 13, though not by gematria, for the city was compassed once each day for 6 days, and 7 times on the 7th day, making 13 times in all, 6 plus 7. 3. The number 13 and the enemy of God. At 1. The enemies of God and his people, as named in Scripture, are generally multiples of 13. The primary example of this is the great enemy himself, Satan. Although we may give the English for the sake of clearness, the gematria, the values formed by the letters of the words themselves, are always based on the original Hebrew or Greek. 1. Satan, in Hebrew equals 364, 13 times 28. 2. Satan, in Greek equals 2197, 133. 3. That old serpent, even Satan equals 2756, 13 times 2. 12. 4. Ha-seraph, Numbers 21:8, equals 585, 13 times 45. 5. Beelzebub equals 598, 13 times 46. 6. Belial, 78, 13 times 6. 7. Dragon, Revelation 12:9, equals 975, 13 times 75. 8. Serpent equals 780, 13 times 69. Murderer equals 1820, 13 times 140. 10. Tempter equals 1053, 13 times 8111. The scapegoat equals 585, 13 times 45. 12. The lion, Psalm 91:13, equals 338, 13 times 26. 13. As a lion, 1 Peter 5-8, equals 1885, 13 times 145. 14. The power of the enemy, Luke 10:9, equals 2509, 13 times 193. 15. Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion equals 6032, 13 times 464. 16. Fowler, Psalm 91:3, equals 416, 13 times 32. 17. Who is called the devil and Satan equals 2197, 133. 18. 7 devils equals 572, 13 times 44. 19. Because the prince of this world is judged, John 16:11, equals 5577, 132 times 33. 20. When he speaketh a lie he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, John 8:44, equals 7072, 13 times 544. 4. The longest book name. At 1. The longest name of a Bible book, Thessalonians, is 13 characters. At 2. Additional commentary on the biblical meaning of 13. Number 1. The number 13 is associated with rebellion and depravity and is used 15 times in the Bible. All the names of Satan are divisible by 13. Nimrod, the chief rebel after the flood, was the 13th in the line of Ham. In their 13th year of servitude, the kings of the nations rebelled, Genesis 14:4. 12 represents the government of God and 13 represents the governments of men in rebellion against God. B. Moses wrote of Israel's 21 rebellions in Deuteronomy 31. At 1. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. If today, while I am yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against the Lord, then how much more after my death? Deuteronomy 31:27, NKJV. At 2. When this scriptural reference is added across, 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 7, you get the number 13, which represents rebellion. Haman the Agagite had a decree signed on the 13th day of the first month that on the 13th day of the 12th month all Jews in the Persian Empire were to be killed. Number 1. In the first month, which is the month of Nisan, and the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is, the lot, before Haman determined the day and the month, until it fell on the 12th month, which is the month of Adar. Then Haman said to King Ahasuerus, "There is a certain people scattered and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom. Their laws are different from all other peoples, and they do not keep the king's laws. Therefore it is not fitting for the king to let them remain. If it pleases the king, let a decree be written that they be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver into the hands of those who do the work, to bring it into the king's treasuries." Number 2, and the king said to Haman, "The money and the people are given to you, to do with them as seems good to you." Then the king's scribes were called on the 13th day of the first month, and a decree was written according to all that Haman commanded, to the king's satraps, to the governors who were over each province, to the officials of all people, to every province according to its script, and to every people in their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus it was written, and sealed with the king's signet ring. Number 3, and the letters were sent by couriers into all the king's provinces, to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to plunder their possessions. Esther 3:7-9, 11-13, NKJV. 5. The dragon, a symbol for Satan, is found 13 times in Revelation. Satan is behind all rebellion against God. 2. How is the number 13 linked with being defiled? A. In Mark 7, Jesus mentions 13 things that defile a person. He said that what comes out of a man, that defiles a man. For from within, out of the heart of men proceed 1. Evil thoughts. 2. Adulteries. 3. Fornications. 4. Murders. 5. Thefts. 6. Covetousness. 7. Wickedness. 8. Deceit. 9. Lewdness. 10. An evil eye. 11. Blasphemy. 12. Pride. 13. Foolishness. B. All these evil things come from within and defile a man. Mark 7:20-23, NKJV. 3. How does the number 13 represent hating God? A. Romans 1, where the Apostle Paul lists 23 things against sinful men, the 13th in the list is haters of God. At 1. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a debased mind, to do those things which are not fitting, being filled with all. 1. Unrighteousness. 2. Sexual immorality. 3. Wickedness. 4. Covetousness. 5. Maliciousness. 6. Full of envy. 7. Murder. 8. Strife. 9. Deceit. 10. Evil-mindedness. 11. They are whisperers. 12. Backbiters. 13. Haters of God. 14. Violent. 15. Proud. 16. Boasters. 17. Inventors of evil things. 18. Disobedient to parents. 19. Undiscerning. 20. Untrustworthy. 21. Unloving. 22. Unforgiving. 23. Unmerciful. Who, knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same but also approve of those who practice them. Romans 1:28-32, NKJV.